Hi, I'm Josh with Kru Talent Group. If you're watching this video, that means you've likely already signed up to join the Kru Talent Network, where we help match claims professionals to the hottest jobs in the industry. Now, in this short video, I'm going to walk you through how to optimize your resume so it's clear, professional, and aligned with what hiring managers in our industry actually look for. If you've already joined the Kru Talent Network, you'll have my free copy of this resume template. And if not, head on over to KruTalentGroup.com to sign up to join the Kru Talent Network to get it. Now let's get into it. Before we dive into the details, let's talk about what your resume is actually for. Your resume is a highlight reel. It is not a full-length documentary. The goal is for someone like a recruiter like me or a hiring manager to quickly understand what you do, the impact you have, and where you might fit in. Let's quickly talk the length of resume. Now, there are no set rules on how long your resume can be. However, I would recommend that if possible, keep it 1 to 2 pages. There are certainly circumstances, and if you're a 30-year career veteran, where you might need to go on to 3 pages. However, let's try and focus on quality over quantity here. Let's start at the top, your basic information section. This is a slam dunk. You would not believe how many people get this wrong on their resume. First line, your name, first and last name. If you have well-respected industry designations like an AIC or a CPCU, you can put that here. Next line, city, state. You do not need your full address. Your email. Make sure you have a professional sounding email. StonerDude420 is not a good email address for a resume. Your phone number, and optional if you have it, your LinkedIn profile. Next up, we have the professional summary, one of the most important sections on your resume. Think of this as your 30-second elevator pitch on paper. It's the first thing that me or a hiring manager is going to look at when reviewing a resume, and it's going to set the tone for everything else. The biggest mistake I see here is people either skip this entirely or turn this into a paragraph full of buzzwords like team player and highly motivated and hardworking. None of that helps you stand out. Instead, use bullet points here to explain 3 things. First off, who you are and your scope of experience. Mention your license type, your years in the industry, and lines of business you've handled. Second, 1 to 2 bullet points, and these are your biggest accomplishments across your career. And use numbers. Recruiters love metrics because they show impact. And your final bullet point here is going to be what makes you different. Highlight how you work, your accuracy, your client focus, or your ability to resolve complex files. 3 to 4 concise bullet points tell me everything I need to know here. Keep this short, specific, and measurable. That's how you make a professional summary that actually works. Next up is your technical skills section. This section is for tools and platforms that you're fluent with only, not soft skills. Go ahead and skip things like communication, teamwork, or leadership. Those will come through in your experience section. This should be short and sweet. The goal is to make it easy for hiring managers to see what tools that you're fluent in. You don't need to overthink the formatting here. A clean 1 or 2 line list separated by commas is perfect. Now we're moving into the heart of your resume, the professional experience section. This is where recruiters and hiring managers spend most of their time looking at your resume, and it's where you get to prove your experience with real results. So let's start quick with formatting. Keep it clean and consistent. Each role should include the company name and location, your job title, dates of employment, 1 to 2 sentence company summary, and accomplishment-based bullet points underneath. The company summary is something that a lot of people skip, but recruiters will love you for this. This is where you can describe the company you worked for if it's a lesser known company, or if it's a large company, you can talk about the specific business unit that you worked on. This is also a great place if you worked for the company for a really short time, maybe it was a contract role, or if you left to go, for instance, take care of a sick family member, you can briefly explain that here. One quick side note here, if you've been promoted or moved up within the same company, you want to clearly show that progression on your resume. For example, if you started as a field adjuster and became a senior examiner, list those at 2 separate roles underneath the same company heading with their respective dates. That shows growth, and it's one of the first things that hiring managers look for. Now let's talk about the part that really sells your experience, your accomplishment bullet points. This is what most people get wrong on their resume. Too many people list this out like job descriptions. They say things like handled property claims or returned all phone calls in a timely manner. The problem with that is it doesn't tell me anything about how well you did. You're literally just listing out the bare bones basics of what is expected of you. Every bullet point here needs to show impact, what you directly accomplished, improved, or contributed to. Think of each line as a small story that answers one question. What did I make better? Here's a quick formula that you can use when crafting these bullet points. Start with an action verb, add in scope, and then add results. And at the end, optional, you can add context. For example, managed a portfolio of 75 plus active commercial claims with total incurred losses exceeding $12 million annually. Reduced cycle times by 22% through same-day estimate uploads and standardized documentation. Notice how each one of these starts with an action, includes numbers or metrics, which are measurable results, and then gives a sense of scale. Don't worry if you don't have exact percentages. You can still show impact by using words like faster, improved, reduced, or maintained. Keep each bullet point to 1 to 2 lines max. That's the sweet spot for readability. The goal here is to paint a large picture of performance, not just activity. Use this template and the ideas on here. It gives descriptions on how to create these bullet points, and then it gives real-world examples on the other page. Use AI to help polish your bullet points. Notice I did not say use AI to write your bullet points. This still needs to come from you, but tools like ChatGPT can be a great way to turn rough notes into clear, results-driven language, as long as you give it the right direction. Here's a quick prompt that you can use. It's going to be in the description below. The last part here is key. Use AI to help ask questions. The more context you give, the better your results are going to be. Now, here's a few do's and don'ts. Do use AI as a writing assistant. Do not use it as a writing replacement. You need to review and personalize every single line here. It needs to sound like you. So maybe have AI craft it and then rewrite it in your own voice. It's great to help get the ideas flowing. Next up is the education section. Keep this simple. All you need is your degree, your major, and the school name. If you graduated, great. That's all you need to say. You don't need to include your GPA or graduation year. If you didn't finish your degree but attended some college, that's also fine. Just list the school and say coursework in major or attended this many years. In our industry, experience and results speak way louder than where you went to school. Just be honest and keep it clean. That's what hiring managers care most about. Now, last up is the licenses, certifications, and professional affiliations section. You can structure this exactly like it's on the template, or you can mix and match depending on the experience that you have. For example, if you don't have any industry designations yet, you might combine licenses and certifications into one clean section. If you hold multiple designations, it's totally fine to keep them separate. These are really valuable sections, especially if you're early in your career and are still building experience. It's where you get to show the steps you're taking to go above and beyond. Be sure to include your active licenses first, your resident or your designated home state license, and then any non-resident license states that you might have. And you can skip the license numbers here. For certifications and designations, list anything relevant to the work you're pursuing. Things like AIC, CPCU, Xactimate level 1 through 3. And the same goes for professional affiliations. If you're involved in an organization like RISE, CLM, RIMS, that shows engagement and initiative. Just make sure that everything that you list here connects to the kind of work that you're trying to do today. It's less about having a long list and more about showing that you're invested in your craft and the industry. All right, if you've made it this far, thanks for sticking with it. That's the full walkthrough. If you have any additional questions, my email is here on the screen. Feel free to reach out. And if you haven't already, be sure to join the Kru Talent Network. That's where you can get resources like this free resume template, additional career guidance, and the access to the hottest job opportunities in the claims space. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.